When you think of a movie series like the Harry Potter franchise, one filled with magic and curses and witches and wizards, you probably don't think of romance. However, there is actually a pretty long-standing romance theme throughout most of the Harry Potter movies, and as hardcore fans of the series know, there are also certain couples whom you can't help but root for. And while most of the characters in all the Harry Potter movies start the franchise as mere preteens, by the time the movie wraps up, they're adults, and some are even married with kids of their own in a flash-forward scene. So to see all their romantic scene, both sweet and awkward, over the years is pretty fun. That said, looking back on the series, it's also entertaining to witness all the characters' kisses and watch just how much they've grown and evolved. One of such pairings was that of Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Uphill, and today we will be looking at behind the scenes of Hermione and Ron's first kiss. To give you a quick recap of how the scene went down in the movie, Hermione and Ron entered the Chamber of Secrets to destroy one of the Dark Lord's many Horcruxes, aided by a ballistic fang. It certainly was a high-pressure situation, but Ron and Hermione of course managed to get it done. Upon striking the cup, a giant water monster emerges from the chamber, chasing the two until it finally breaks over them, leaving them unharmed. Looking shocked, the two turn to each other and kiss. This was the kiss we had all been waiting for, and it turns out to be as epic as we had hoped. In the midst of a huge battle, with all the adrenaline rushing through their veins, Ron and Hermione finally had their first kiss, drenched in water, moments after defeating a Horcrux. Although this goes a little bit differently than its depiction in the book, the passion, love, and mutual respect is felt in the kiss. The duo is one superior couple in the Harry Potter universe. They were constantly at odds throughout the early films of the franchise, making their inevitable romantic involvement that much more enticing to fans. And even when they did warm up to each other, it seemed to take forever to get them to actually show any kind of intimacy towards each other. So when they finally do have that moment, we have to admit that it was worth the wait. What's so important about this scene is that it recognizes that there has been one major issue standing in the way of the two's happiness for a long time: Ron's immaturity. In the second half of the series, it was pretty obvious that Ron and Hermione were going to end up together. What was less obvious was whether or not Ron deserved Hermione. He was generally immature, was often quick to lash at her, and rubbed his relationship with Lavender in her face while simultaneously punishing her for her past relationship with Victor Krum. Not exactly great boyfriend material. With this scene, however, we finally see Ron begin to grow up. His concern for the House Elves, a group he previously mocked Hermione for being so invested in, shows that he has matured to a point where not only he is supporting Hermione's passions, but he's making them a priority. Though he seemed apathetic to a plight for years, he's apparently been internalizing Hermione's discourse on House Elf rights. This is unlikely due to any great love for House Elf liberation, and more due to his love for her. Going behind the scenes, we hate to admit it, but maybe we can see why some fans think Ron and Hermione weren't meant to be, but only because their real-life counterparts couldn't be more opposed to the whole romance thing. "I never look back at the scene," Grint said. "I've known Emma since she was literally 9 years old, and we had this very brother-sister relationship, and it just felt very surreal. I have a memory of her face getting closer and closer, like, oh my god, I can't really remember anything apart from that." He added. The actor, however, admitted that kissing Emma was fun, and looking back at it, it totally makes sense that it would be super weird making out with your bestie. Rupert even said they only kissed once because it was so awkward. One take was enough. It was such a huge moment, and there was so much expectation, quite a lot of pressure actually. One of the most awkward moments anyone can face down in their adolescence is a possible romantic encounter with the friend you're so close to that they're basically a relative. Well, Emma had probably the most awkward case of this phenomenon herself too, as her kiss with Ron triggered some unusual discomfort. For Emma, it was a kiss a decade in the making, and if fans thought that it was huge for them, it seems like the experience was just as major for Watson. She had never done an on-screen kiss before that. I was like, do I use tongue? Do I not use tongue? Do I cover my teeth? What do I do? Do I go first? Oh my god. I ended up pouncing on Rupert. She continues. I was so desperate to get it over. After the first take, he was like, whoa there, where did that come from? I was like, sorry. Emma also disclosed that she knew her character, Hermione, was going to end up with Ron, as she had a huge crush on him before the onset. However, when it came to filming that scene, she was not given a prior notice to prepare, as director David Yates told her on set that she was doing the scene that week, which was an absolute shock to Emma and took her some time to digest.
So have a look at it, because we're doing the kiss this week between Ron and Hermione.
What?
Doing the kiss between Ron and Hermione in
This
the
week?
in the Chamber of Secrets.
However, the first thing she needed to put in place was announcing to Daniel Radcliffe, who played the role of Harry Potter in the movie, that he was not allowed to be on set while they filmed the scene.
You are not allowed to be on.
Everyone was there for my kiss.
The actress said she had to put all her knowledge of Rupert behind her and be Hermione to be able to shoot the scene. Director David Yates was really helpful in shooting the scene, as the actors were finding it difficult to shoot the scene, which took 5 takes to finally perfect, as there was a lot of giggles on the set due to the awkwardness of the situation. And Yates had a piece of advice for the actors to help them perfect the scene, and Hermione, who was very smart, preferred to do far fewer takes, and so she committed herself to get it over with.
And I just said to Rupert, don't be Rupert, forget Rupert, just be Ron. Just let Ron take over in that moment. And I said the same thing to Emma, let Hermione take over in that moment.
In spite of how the actors felt about kissing each other, they however had a lot of flowery compliments about each other's kissing skills, as Ron admitted it was nice kissing Emma, and Emma, who was not shy to tell the world how she thought Rupert to be a very handsome and cute guy who would have millions of girls do anything to kiss him, admitted that it was nice kissing Rupert and he was a really good kisser.
Oh, I think Rupert's gorgeous. He is. He's totally gorgeous. He's very handsome. Very handsome indeed. There are a million girls who would do anything to kiss him.
What do you think about the kiss between these two? Do you think the kiss was shared out to their longing for each other, or it was triggered by the fear of being killed by a water monster? Are you of the opinion that Ron and Hermione rightfully ended up together, or do you think Hermione was better off with someone else? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so. Thanks for watching.